Hi and welcome back. So today what I'm going to be doing is carrying on the sequence of nice simple videos, so something that anybody can have a go at doing. What we're going to do is turn some old wood, so some logs and some scrap 4x4s, into something useful. So what I'll do is show you how to cut them up, turn them into things like coasters, tea light holders, and what we'll do is show you simple, easy and slightly more complicated versions of each. Stick around to the end of the video and I'll go through how you can win a set for yourself. Thumb will do. Once you've cut one, you just use that one to measure the rest. They don't need to be spot on at all. If you really want them to be, then just measure them properly. So just make your line with your saw. Little trick on saws, I don't know if you know this already. Most saws have a 45 and a 90-degree angle. So you place the saw, you make this bit flat with that, and that gives you a straight edge. Like that. And then mark your next one. Like that. Done. If you have a mitre cutter, this makes life a lot easier. Just bring it up into line, and then away you go. The branches are a bit trickier. So this is hawthorn from my hedge. It's quite a light wood. You can see where this one's been cracking. I'll show you how to resolve that in a minute. So it is a little bit trickier to get your lines, but again you can just go with a thumb or even a finger, and that just gives you similar cuts all the way through. If you're doing it on the bandsaw or something else, you can make it a little bit thinner, but if you're doing it by hand, just go chunky. Cutting a branch, the mitre station really helps this time round, more so than with 4x4, because it also allows you to position the stoppers, and it just helps it from moving about. And away you go. There you go. Piece of piss. If you don't have a mitre and nothing mechanical, it does make this a little bit trickier. When it's longer, it's actually slightly easier. But what you can do, just a couple of scrap bits of wood, and that around, and what this will do is just to stop it moving as easily. Obviously the bendiness helps, but that'll just help a little bit more. And then away you go. If you find it still moving about, all you do, drill these down. Done. Ideally use a bandsaw, so much easier. Always perfect lines, always perfectly straight. Simples. It's quite common for wood to split as it's drying, so this will happen more so on your logs, but that's absolutely okay. Don't throw it away, don't put it in the fire. A quick repair will actually give it a bit more character. So all we need to do is add some glue, give it a bit of a sanding, repeat whilst the glue is still wet, and you're done. If your crack is a little bit bigger than most, then just add a bit of sawdust, add some glue, mix it together and just feed it in, and then sand and repeat as before. Once you've cut them, we need to sand them down. Really doesn't matter what sandpaper or where it's from, cheap stuff. So what we're doing here is absolutely fine. The edges on these we'll go over in a bit more detail. A couple of ways to finish it. You can either stain it or burn it. What we don't particularly want to do is take it all the way back to fresh wood. So these are supposed to be rustic, so I want a little bit of that aging left on there. On side, you don't need to worry too much about over sanding, because you want it to have a little bit of grip on it. proper howling out there. Once we've got down to a decent grit and we've sanded it, what we're going to do is come back with a nice high grit and just keep going with the one edge that we really want for the top. And you can come up as many grits as you want. I actually come up to about 600 when working on something like this, and what you'll see is it just starts to polish it. And then all you do is just work yourself up the grits. Obviously, if you have an electric sander, use it. It saves a lot of elbow grease. I find orbital sanders are best for doing projects like this. And this is my latest toy, oscillating sander. Obviously a lot more expensive, but great results. Okay, so for the simple plain version, we're done. So all I'm going to do is add some oil. Mineral oil works really well for projects. There you go, beautiful. If you want to continue doing a bit more work on them, one thing we can do is burn the outsides. So literally taking a blowtorch and cremating all the way around. I find this works really well, better than the stain. It leaves a nice darkened texture, makes the grain pop, and can polish up really nicely. So the next option is a simplistic design. So all we're going to do is we put protection against evil eye, and that's it. If we want to do something slightly more complex, my logo. So the logo is based off a fertility god, which is why I normally add a little bit. If you're going with something simple, go with straight lines. I find it so much easier, especially if you're using something like a Stanley knife to carve. For something slightly more complex, you can start adding a few curves in there. So this ship is based off old Nordic cave painting. You can also make them multifunctional. To make a hole for a tea light, 40mm drill bit is all you need, and then just sand and polish like we did before. So hopefully you found that useful. Apologies for the noise, it's absolutely pissing it down here in Wales, but it's what it is. Giveaway will be a complete set of coasters, including candle holder, any design that you want on there, or name, runes, anything at all. The way you can win that is simply by liking this video, subscribing, join the community, and look out for details. Every month I do a giveaway, so good luck to you, and thank you very much for watching. Catch you soon. Bye.